Hello! I'm sorry that I look kind of bad. I'm ill and it's morning. I need to vlog right now. So I'm going to tell you about the weird dream I had last night. If you've seen Inception, it's a little bit like that. Where I was walking down a corridor with my friend Drew. This is Drew, who I've only spoken to on Skype and I haven't really seen at all. So I didn't look at him for most of it, and he had this huge gun. I guess it was a bit like a portal gun, but it was black. And we were walking down, he was holding his gun, I was just playing with my hair. Because in my dreams I have long hair. I was a girl this time. Usually I'm a boy. So I had my long hair, I was like playing with it and just looking around and not at him. Because that's what you do in a dream when you've never met someone, you don't look at them. And there were little quotes on the wall and loads of pictures and stuff. It was quite cool. So, and then we reached this like crossover place where there were loads of people walking around in different directions, and this kid went up to him and said, "Wow, what does your gun do?" So he's like, "Oh, I'll show you." So you hold down the trigger for a long time and it goes and then out of the green bit at the top, you just get this disc of energy, just go, phew, it just went back, and it just fell in between Joe and the boy. So it didn't shoot anywhere, you just created a disc of energy. His mum was like, "Oh my god, this is so crap." So we kept going down this corridor until we reached these pods, these big white pods. So he's like, "Come on, you've got to come and play Kinga Piku." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll give it a try," because, you know, you play games with your friends. And so we played Kinga Piku, and you go in these pods, and I found out where I had a gun now, because the guns are helpful in the game. And we went down, then we woke up in the game, and I can't remember much of the start of the dream. But we were playing the game. I think I like walked around a forest and kind of fought people. You know, it was really weird because I wasn't in the game at this point. It was like introductory, so I was just trying to work my way around from a bird's eye view, like maybe on a computer game, like a DS. So I was working my way around the forest and everything. And we only played that one forest level, and you go around, you get to fight people and play loads of weird games. So I did that, and then we came out of the dream, and Joe was like, "Oh, I had such fun today, see you soon." And I was like, "Okay, bye." But we walked all the way back up the corridor into the white room where there was a lift. It was just a white room with some stairs. It was really weird. And it was all really spacious, and then he said, "Okay, you've got to go now, bye." And I was like, "Bye." So I think you take the lift to go back to your room. I don't know. Or you could go elsewhere. So I went back to the Kinga Piku room, and I was texting my friend there, "Oh, have you ever played Kinga Piku?" And she was like, "Well, no, what the hell's that?" And I'm like, "Jellyfish," or something. I just remember looking at a jellyfish and texting my friend. I have weird conversations with my friends. And I went back in the game and I kept playing in this forest and going through. To get to the next level, you went through a tunnel of light. I just remember doing like loads of levels and just sailing in this boat through the tunnel. And then Drew was like, "Hey, so did you enjoy our game today?" I don't know why he then Skyped me like later. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm addicted to it." And he's like, "Oh, you so silly. I don't know where his gun went." It was really weird. And I just kept playing it. So, and I reached the point where I was such a high level that when you go in the pod, you go to sleep in the pod and you wake up inside the game. So I reached the point where I was on this level. It was quite a high up level. And I was with Dan and Phil from YouTube. Way! So we were playing Kinga Piku together, and we had to walk along this bit, and there was this dock. So it was a side of a river, there was a dock, there were loads of people there. So I went first because I'm a pretty good character in my dream. And I was like, come on, we've got to run, we've got to run. So you have to punch the people out of the way. And so I was doing that, punching them. And then I got onto the first bit of the boat, like the docking station, because there was like a bit of a river in the middle where it had all broken down. Then I started to hit this old lady with this sword, and I kept chopping off her limbs and that, and then they kept coming back on, and I was like, oh crap, I can't kill you, can I? And then by this point, Dan and Phil, at the same time I was chopping this old woman up, I was beckoning to Dan and Phil to, come on, you've got to get on this bit. And by then, they were already over on the next bit of the boat, because the boat was coming and we were on the dock. It was weird. So I was still fighting all these old people off, and there were loads of other enemies. They were just normal people. It was weird. Loads of other enemies lining up, because there was about 10-metre gap now between the boat and the dock, and I was like, oh god, because before they were like that close together and they just drifted away. So I was like, oh god, and they were like, and Dan and Phil were like, you've got to swim, Eddie, you've got to swim. So I was like, okay. So we all lined up in these Olympic positions, and then I was standing there for ages as they just went away, and then I jumped. The water is really gross, it was all brown and murky and horrible. So I started swimming, and then I forgot I couldn't swim. So I was like, Olympic swimming, oh, I'm tired, because that always happens in dreams. So I was like, just Tyrannosaurus Rex arming it. And then all the enemies came up and started punching me under the water. And then I felt like, come on, I'm like, oh, I'm drowning, oh well. So I died. And then I magically woke up in the next level. Now this bit, so we went through the tunnel, this bit was really, really creepy. So you go into this room, and you've got to find the bit that is you, and if you look at the wrong bit, you get possessed. It's really weird. So all these different rooms, they were all red, bright red, had 2 beds on TV. And you walk into all the different rooms and you get to watch all the different TVs. They're all different sizes and shapes. But you can't look at the TV, because if you watch the wrong TV, you get possessed and you can't play anymore. So weird. So we were looking at all the TVs, and because the TVs were on, you know that static black and white weird line things where you don't quite get enough signal, and when you look at it, it turns onto the programme with bits of static through it. So we watched loads of those, and we're just like, what's this, in loads of different rooms. And then we found one, and Phil was just staring at it, like completely staring at it, as me and Dan went and sat on some sofas watching other TVs. And then we were like, Phil, what are you doing? And then the conveyor belt that was there, magic conveyor belt appears, kept moving us through to the next level, and we're like, oh god, because this level was scary enough, and then it's like we're being taken through the mystical door somewhere else. So we got taken through there, and it was just a blacky red, another black red room, and we were like, oh god, and it had like weird ghosts. Oh, like weird ghosts. It had like the one screaming like the real weird noises coming from it. And I'm like, guys, I can't do this. And they're like, come on, you gotta play. And I'm like, no, not doing this. So, fell on the floor, and then woke up in my little pod, in my pyjamas. Yay! It's nothing better than waking up in your pyjamas after playing some Kinga Piku. So there they were, playing Kinga Piku. And I went out of my pod, and I went to go get dressed, so I couldn't find my room. And at this point we're in a hotel, so I went up to the middle floor, and my dad and my brother were playing in an arcade. And you have to put like 10p pieces in the machine, and then you got a plastic medal. I don't know what kind of arcade that is. And I went upstairs, and my mum was in bed, and I went in her bathroom to look at my face. And it was weird. They had these like ankle warmers on. Like these pink ankle warmers. They were like, you know, scrunchy hairbands, like that, but on both of my ankles. Which was weird. And by the time I reached the mirror to look at myself, woke up. So throughout the whole of the dream, I never saw my face. And I'm pretty sure in the dream you can't read or look in mirrors, but I could read the quotes on the wall. So have you ever had any kind of Inception dreams? Dream inside a dream inside a dream? Or have you ever played a game called Kinga Piku? Because I really want to make it real. Okay, thanks for watching, bye!